Welcome to this weekly and dumb episode 5 for the 7th of June 2019. No preamble this time, I left the writing to the last minute, so I need to crunch this one out. A meteorologist from WICS in Springfield, Illinois went off yesterday when speaking about a type of alert known as a Code Red Day. Joe Crane, who reportedly has been a long-time meteorologist with the station, made this statement in response to complaints about this initiative, citing its broad simplicity and lack of nuance with regards to how severe a situation may or may not be.
Before any watches or warnings are issued to give you the opportunity to plan, prepare, and protect your family against strong to severe thunderstorms. That being said, it's not the perfect solution because, of course, with Code Red, it's all-inclusive. It doesn't recognize that not all storms are created equal. On the other hand, the National Weather Service has the severe weather outlook every day, which offers a scale, if you will, not only in a color-coded scale, but on a 1 to 5 scale, not only giving you the potential of how frequent the storms will be, whether isolated or widespread, or the intensity of the storms from simply possibility of some damaging winds and some small hail, all the way up to a large outbreak of tornadoes and life-threatening situation. On the other hand, Code Red was created by likely a journalism school graduate. That being said, I'm a journalism school graduate, so it's not perfect. A lot of people not very happy with this over the last few months since we've implemented it on Storm Team 20. That's evident by the thousands of comments on social media, letters to the editor, frequent calls to local talk radio shows. We've heard you. And yes, we realize you have some very strong and passionate views about it. And as far as the Code Red name itself goes, we get that too. I certainly do. It's certainly, when you hear Code Red, you think as they say, the feces is about to hit the fan. So with that being said, we understand your concerns. And we want you to know that we take them very seriously as far as myself goes. I don't take myself very seriously, but I do take my job seriously and my responsibility to the public. So we want you to know it's not us. This is a corporate initiative, the Code Red Alert. And behind the scenes, many of us have tried to dissuade it for the last few months to try something else that's less controversial to the viewers. And it continues to be controversial based on all the social media that continues to this day. So keep in mind, despite the fact that this facility is owned by a corporation, it's still licensed under the authority by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest, convenience, and necessity. So you still have a voice. Keep those cards and letters coming.
It's not entirely clear if Crane has been fired for this monologue of sorts, but curiously, he is no longer on the People page of the station's website, even though he was there in the most recent archive of the site from the end of March this year. WICS is owned by the Sinclair Corporation. If you recall, this is the corporation that owns a ton of stations, and who famously sent this eerie message down to its stations from all across America.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things they are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
My take? I hadn't heard of a Code Red Day before today, but I agree with Mr. Crane on his assessment. The St. Journal-Register reached out to Crane, and he reportedly said, "I'm employed by WICS and have no comment to offer." Let's hope he's just laying low and he's not under some kind of punishment that he can't speak about, because he seems to have integrity. On to the next story. The recently opened Galaxy Edge theme park from Disney has curiously omitted a bit of Star Wars lingo from its actors. The word Younglings. Reportedly, when journalist Jenny Nicholson was speaking of the cast members, one of them mentioned the word kids, and when she replied, "Younglings?" the cast members said that they had removed the word from the park because the primary time the word youngling is said in Star Wars is, well...
What are we going to do?
Yeah. This is pretty silly to me, but to be fair, when I went to search the word youngling on YouTube, Anakin's Massacre were the first couple results, so maybe they've got a point. Still, it's another weird step from Disney Star Wars, and I'm sure fans will not be happy. But let's be fair, when have fans been happy with anything Disney Star Wars has done since the acquisition, right? Man, Ohio can't catch a break. Last week I talked about an angry meteorologist complaining that Dayton residents wanted the tornado alert to go away to return to The Bachelorette. And this week, it turns out that a Michigan company has released a location-based candle for Ohio. And it smells like nothing.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid!
Not a lot to say about this story. Tourism advocate Lydia Mihalik tweeted out a bunch of scents that actually do work with Ohio, but the company doesn't really seem to care. It just looks like they're trying to be funny. The Chicago candle smells like caramel and popcorn, which honestly I love. If anybody's wondering if I'm going to talk about the Vox Adpocalypse, I'd really like to, but there's a bunch of other channels who've done it much better than I ever could. So allow me to sum up everybody's reaction to this whole situation with one simple clip, and I'll move on to the next story. Time for a Florida Man bonus round. I'm just gonna rattle off some Florida Man stories, cause who doesn't love those? Florida Man pours salt in Walmart to get rid of evil spirits around him, sheriff says. Florida Man leads police chase while driving General League replica. Florida woman stabbed herself repeatedly because she's tired of living in Trump's country. Drinking game rules in Fort Pierce, Florida include getting stabbed. Florida woman accused of assaulting Burger King manager after being denied free fries. This has been your Florida Man bonus round. I think this is where I'm going to cut it for today, so we will see you next week with episode 6 of This Weekly and Dumb. Have a good weekend, folks.